We are assembling the Harvest pop-up card. Okay, I've already put several of the pieces together. This particular card does have a lot of paper piecing, but it really helps with the making it just really spectacular card. So I'm going to start with the base, and I've put my panels on already. And I'm going to connect my base here and flip it over. So when you fold this, you're folding this straight to the edge here of your card, and then you're folding this other piece up, which gives us a 1/4 inch space here that we are going to glue down to the base of the card. So you just want to put some glue in there, fold this over, and hold it down for a few seconds to let it dry. We're going to do that to all 4 sections. So again, you're going to fold it down and then fold this back up, and then this one folds down as well, and then glue the section down right here to the base of the card. It is easier to put your panels on before you glue these sections down. And make sure when you're gluing these 2 pieces together that the pieces with the slats in them are on the same side, okay? Because that's where the inserts go. You don't want to put those on upside down. Then we're just going to set that aside and let it dry. So we have these little hay bales. I've already prepped most of them. They're really simple. It's just this little zigzag piece glued onto a rectangle. So I used my Jumbo Java, and since hay is all different colors, I'm just going over the edges of this with my ink. And I'm just going to lightly put some glue in here and just glue this on. And after that's glued down, I'm going to ink all the edges as well. Okay, and do that for all 6 pieces. On these here for the back, this is the one insert that goes into the back. If you didn't want to put the hay pieces together, I think it would still look fine. If you just wanted to have your yellow squares. So the hay goes down first. They go side by side, and then this one gets stacked on top, okay? There we are. Now this is the one pumpkin I left to assemble. They all go together the same way. They all have 3 pieces. I've also inked the edges of each one of these pieces with the Jumbo Java to help them stand out a little bit more. And then the color of this base piece is the color of your sign and your stem on your pumpkin. So I chose brown. You do have this additional piece to put on here. And that goes like that. And I forgot to put this piece in here, so I'm just going to kind of tuck it behind. This little vine just kind of wraps around like that. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right here and right here. And then this vine is kind of creeping up the pumpkin. And then my leaf, I've bent all the edges. And I'm just going to lightly glue it here. I think I'm just going to put my glue right there. And then, so there's that piece. Okay. We have, and again, I've already put these three pieces together, but it goes together the same way as the pumpkin I showed you. The big one goes on first. And the color of this piece is the color of your stem on your pumpkin. And then this vine just kind of lays in front of these. So you don't have to glue this whole thing down flat. You just want to put enough glue to hold it. We are. And again, I'm going to just do the leaves. I'm not going to glue them down flat. And I've curled the edges up. I do have the center of this card drying under my mat. I've glued it together. There's two pieces. I'll pull it out here in just a minute. I want to make sure that leaf stays. So there's my front piece. So it's the wagon wheel. This is two pieces already glued together, and I glued the center on. Okay, that is the center of the card. I hope I didn't just knock this leaf off. Make sure that it's stuck. Okay, and then we've got this piece. This is the back. So this goes behind the wagon wheel. And what I've done here is, please stop that. I'm sorry. My kids are throwing things. So I've made a white piece here that can be glued onto the back side for you to write a sentiment on it. Oops. Oh, and I put the glue on the wrong side. Wouldn't you know it? So I'm not going to use it now because I have the glue on the wrong side. So fit it before you start to make sure it's going to fit. And that's just so that you can write something on the back. And we have some corn stalks. I've done each of mine in a different color. And you want to put these down first before you put your hay on. And I'm really just adding glue to the center and the tips because I want it to look like it has a little bit of movement. I'm just going to bend these a little bit. Oh, those are under the hay. And then the hay bales go on. And I see here I put this piece on too low, so it's hanging below my just snip that off. I didn't realize I was doing that. Okay, now we'll pull our base in. And this one goes here in the back. The wagon wheel is the center. This one is there. And then this one. Okay. So let's just go ahead and start with this piece. And you want to make sure that the piece is not hanging over. It's hard to see because it's so dark. It's not hanging over the sides. And then I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to glue it right flat to the bottom of the piece below it. Okay. And I'm going to slide these pieces out. Put glue on the tab. Now fold this tab down, slide this in, and I'm going to trim these little pieces off of my, and I apologize for all the racket that's going on upstairs. I hope that you can't hear it all. These pieces out. So you want to make sure you're not going over the edge. Pull it all the way down. Put glue here on your tab. Hold that down for a few seconds so you know it's going to stay. And now for our wagon wheel, that is in the center of the card. So this one glues a little bit differently. We're going to put glue here on the tab under this flap. And we're going to glue this to it. And then we're going to put glue here at the bottom of it and fold it up and glue that. This is the mechanism that moves our card up and down. Now, for the last thing, we're going to fold this end up and leave this one down flat. We're going to bring these together and glue these tabs together, okay? Now you don't want your glue to get outside of this tab and glue parts of your card together that shouldn't be sticking together. So be careful to just get glue on these tabs. You've got some bulk in here, so you've got to kind of work it, make sure it's gluing where it's supposed to glue, and then just peek and make sure that nothing's sticking together, and you got all your tabs here glued to the bottoms and just these tabs glued together. Then we're going to close this. Close up our card right here. Hold that a few seconds. And then there is our Harvest pop-up card. Thank you for joining me.